my name is Maria, and today I'm going to talk about the film The Adventures of Mark Twain. This movie is a stop motion animation that combines famous stories and with an imaginative stories and imaginative journeys through space, and is not only creative and visually interesting, but it also contains deep ideas about life, death, and human nature. Description of my favorite scenes. My favorite and most powerful scene in the movie is the one with the mysterious visitor, also known as Satan in the Mysterious Stranger sequence. In this scene, Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, and Becky Dodger meet his strange figure who creates a small world in his hands and then destroys it without hesitation. It's disturbing but also incredible, thought-provoking, because it shows how fragile life is and how indifferent the universe can seem. The animation here is beautiful, yet the animation here is beautiful yet unsettling, and it really stayed in my mind long after I finished watching the film. In my personal opinion, I think The Adventures of Mark Twain is a masterpiece of stop motion animation. It's not a typical children film. It's philosophical and sometimes dark, and I makes you think. I appreciate how it mixes and humor, adventures, and deep existential questions. I will definitely recommend it to anyone who enjoys animation with a meaning beyond the entertainment.
Which was your favorite character and why?
My favorite character in the film is Mark Twain throughout the story, and he is portrayed as a wise and truthful, and sometimes even a little melancholic traveler, and who is a very personal journey to meet in personal journey to meet Harley's comet once again. I really like who his character is a mixture of curiosity about the world and acceptance of the natural end of life, and he is not afraid to face the no, and at the same time he keeps a sense of humor and warmth towards the children traveling with him, and for me he represents both the excitement of discovery and the peace that comes.
What is your opinion about Mark Twain before and after the movie?
Before watching the movie, my imagine of the Mark Twain was mostly based in famous adventures novels like The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and I saw him mainly as an author who wrote entertainment and is humorous stories about childhood and friendship. However, after watching the movie or the film, I realized that he had a much deeper and more philosophical side, and the movie shows who he reflected on human nature, morality, destiny, and even the meaning of life and death. This gave me a new respect for him, because I could see that behind the humor, and there also a thinker who was not afraid to explore it and serious and sometimes uncomfortable truths.
What was your favorite Mark Twain's work? Quoted in the film and why?
My favorite work quoted in the film is without doubt The Mystery Strange. I find it fascinating because it changes traditional ideas about morality, religion, and free will in a very bold way. And the why this work was adapted in the movie was especially powerful. It used creative stop motion animation to make the ideas feel even more intense, and it's not just a story you watch, it's a story that makes you question your own beliefs. For me, that's combination of visual creative and deep philosophical meaning is is what made it stand out from the other works included in the film.
What aspect of character, Mr. Visitor, did you find most disturbing and why?
And the most disturbing aspect of the mystery visitor, also known as Satan, is his complete lack of empathy of human life. He creates small worlds and living beings almost um, effortlessly, and then destroys them just as easily, without showing any sadness of regret. This make him fascinating because of his power and knowledge, and but also but also frightening because he treats life as if it had no real value, and watching him act this way might might me think about how fragile life is and who different the respective of such being wall they compare the two words.
If you could change one scene or dialogue in the film, which one would you change? And what will you say instead?
If I could change one the scene in the movie, I will be the ending of the Mr. Stranger sequence. In the original version, the mysterious visitor just disappear abruptly, leaving the characters and the audience. with a very empty feeling, and instead I will add a short meaningful line before he leaves. Sometimes remember, meaning is what you create, and this will keep the mysterious tone of the scene but also give the audience a more personal and hopeful message to take away.
What is the emotion that was most present when you were watching the film?
Uh, the main emotion I felt I felt while watching the movie was a curiosity. From the very beginning, I wanted to know what strange and imaginative adventures the character will encounter next. The film has such an unpredictable style that you can never be sure where the story will go. This curiosity kept me engaged and made me pay attention to even the smallest details in the animation and the dialogue.
What does the ending of the film mean to you?
For me, the ending, when Mark Twain sailed away with Halley's comet, represent accepting the natural cycle, the natural cycle of life and death. It's a moment that could be sad, but instead it feels peaceful and even inspiring. Train doesn't see the end as something to fear, but is the conclusion of a journey well lived. It's about embarrassing the adventure from start to finish, and knowing when it's time to move on with dignity. In conclusion, The Adventures of Mark Twain is much more than just an animated film. It's a creative, emotional, and philosophical exploration that combines humor with deep life lessons. Watching it made appreciate Mark Twain not only as a storyteller who could entertain, but also as a thinker who had the courage to explore difficult and complex ideas. I believe the movie stay in your mind because it challenged your think differently about life, death, and the meaning of your own personal journeys.